Opinions matter. 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 Opinions matter.
Yo, welcome to another edition of Opinions Matter. I'm your boy K Foy.
Donald Keys.
Haroun and Kelvin.
And today we have a special guest with us, Miss Kim Kerns from Dienamik Dance Team. How you doing, Miss Kerns?
I'm good. All
right, well, thank you for joining us. We appreciate it. Hey, before we get started, fellas, I want to thank everybody for your continued support. All right, we know you could have been anywhere in the world, but you chose to be here with your boys, and we appreciate it. All right, so as we do, before we get into any topics, Haroun, what you been doing since the last episode?
Man, just grinding, man. Like I said, I have a new goal in mind.
So you've been grinding, grinding. Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Anyway,
continue.
I set a goal for myself.
All right, what goal you set for yourself?
15 miles a week, running 3 miles a day for 5 days a week, all cardio.
Okay.
Trying to get myself back in shape, man. Not including the days that we run.
All right, hold on.
So,
you heard it here. You heard what he said. If you see him around town, all right, you hold him to that. All right, go ahead.
Yeah, I got to stay dedicated.
There you go.
The only way you're going to get right.
It's a life. It's definitely a lifestyle, man. You have to incorporate it into your day in order if you want to be consistent.
Also changing the eating habits. Well.
Changing the eating habits.
I'm
Exactly.
proud of you, man. I'm proud of you.
Really?
I'm proud.
No, I don't need no hug from you, man.
Okay.
So no more fried food?
I ain't gonna say that. Everything in moderation.
Everything in moderation, exactly.
I kind of cut out a lot of it anyway already. So.
Chitlins.
Well, that's good, man. So 3 miles a day for 5 days a week.
Right.
15 miles. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And that's Monday through Friday.
Okay.
And that's not including,
So you gonna be
on Saturday.
So you be doing at least 18 miles a week.
Try.
Okay.
I mean, that's a goal.
It's a goal.
There you go. I try to increase it every 2 weeks.
All right. So you're gonna increase it, just add like a mile onto the week.
Yeah.
Okay.
So a mile, an extra mile a day.
Okay.
So what I'm doing 15, coming 20.
Okay.
25 like that.
Hey, there it is. There it is.
Try to meet. Of course, you gotta mix in your other stuff as well. Other exercises as well. But as far as cardio goes, I wanna. That's my goal.
It's all about setting goals, man.
Yeah.
Good job, Billy Blanks. Good job.
Hey, what you been doing, Mr. Keys?
Nah, I'm the same old thing. Working, that's it. But my thing is, I'm gonna do the opposite of what he did. Okay. So I ain't gonna do nothing.
Okay.
Oh, that's what you do now. I had to get one in. I had to get one right. I had to eventually.
That was a good one. I'm gonna get you back. Right?
So Mr. Keys, how about you?
I've been working. That's it. I fell off my little thing I was doing, but I'm back now. So.
Okay.
What's a little bit?
Plus, I had a good week though.
Okay.
Because somebody was out of town, and I had nobody was knocking at my door. Nobody was being worse. You know what I'm saying? So I just got to sleep a little bit more. You know what I'm saying?
You fell off a little bit. What's a little bit?
Oh Lord, he didn't. Hey.
Next question.
Yeah, man. For me, myself, man, I just been grinding. For the Opinions Matter brand, we got some exciting things that may be coming up, so y'all stay tuned, all right? Please continue to support your boys, all right?
Yeah.
We got your back, I promise you that. All right, so we got some action-packed topics today, all right? We got a segment of the grind where we're going to talk to Ms. Kerns here. We're also going to talk about the other guy. We call him the him, all right, Mr. Kanye West, and his shenanigans this week. And we have some other relationship questions that we're also going to talk about today, all right?
All right.
So let's kick it off with the grind, all right? As we said, we have a special guest that we appreciate her joining us here today, all right? From Dienamik Dance Team, all right? The head lady in charge, okay? So tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got started and why you got started with the Dienamik Dance Team.
Well, I've been dancing for a long time. I'm not gonna say how long because that'll show my age. But no, I've been dancing probably since I was about 9.
Okay.
And it's always been a passion, even when my parents claimed that I couldn't dance and I didn't have any rhythm.
Okay. All right.
But I started a dance team before when I was about 14.
Wow. Okay.
Had my own dance team, and that was for the church. So we was, going to different churches, traveling, doing that and everything, and I really enjoyed it. So once I got a little older, that's when I decided to, branch off and do another dance team and do like competitions, performances. We do majorette, colleges, just different stuff that I try to incorporate and travel with them and get them busy and going, not sitting around.
So is it only females that are on the dance team right now?
At this point, yes.
At this point.
But I have had males.
Okay. And what's the age bracket that you?
Right now, the age bracket, the youngest is 10 and the oldest is 17.
All right.
I have had younger. I really don't do a set age.
Okay.
I guess it just depends on your talent and I've had a 6-year-old on my team and she was keeping up with the older girls.
Okay.
So, it just depends on the child and depends on what they can and can't do.
Right. I have girls and I remember they had me watching this dance show on TV. There's a lot of dance shows on TV, really.
Right.
But the main one, I think it was get something, get it, get up, get out, something. I don't forgot the name of it, but it's a dance team to where they are in competition around the country.
Right.
And so is your team similar to that as far as the routines? Do you keep it? Because I've seen some of those routines that are kind of, for the age group, kind of, I would say, raunchy a little bit, right?
Sure.
So is yours different than that, or do you base it? What do you base your routines off of, and do you come up with every routine?
Yes.
Okay.
Majority of the time, I do make up the routines, but I like to challenge my girls.
Okay.
So sometimes I'll say, look, you got to come up with an 8 count or 2 8 counts, or they even come to me and say, hey, look, I made up this routine. You want to see it? And we'll look at it, tweak it a little bit if it needs to be tweaked, and I'll use their routines. I like to make them, especially if that's the career and what they want to do.
Okay.
Even if it's not, it just pushes them and gives them other opportunities and gets them to grow.
Okay. So what are your goals for Dienamik Dance Team? Where do you want to see you guys elevate to?
Me personally, I want to have a studio.
Okay.
That's what I want. That's my goal right now. But it's not just dance that as far as my goals for them.
Okay.
Because they have other talents, so it's not just the only thing that they like to do. Some of them want to be a choreographer or dancer professionally. Some of them want to do cheer. Some of them want to sing.
Okay.
It's just different things, but it's just me trying to prepare them for life. That's
Okay.
the goal.
Right.
It's not necessarily dance.
Okay. So as the CEO and you touch these girls' lives like on a daily basis every time you touch them. So I find it ironic because it's almost like you are serving as the mother figure or the big sister or whatever in their lives. Do you find that as being the case?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. They call and text me and I'm just like, sometimes I'm like, I'm not your age.
Right.
Why are you calling me to come hang out and can you come, we have this and can you come with us? And I'm like, I'm not your age. I'm not even, they want to come and stay over. And I'm like, I don't know why you want to stay over. I'm not that exciting. You know what I mean? But they always, staying, spending the night, asking for things. I mean, it's a lot.
That is a lot.
It's a lot.
And so financially, how are you? How is the stuff being paid for right now?
I mean, the parents, I do try to do dues every month.
Okay.
Doesn't necessarily always work out that way.
Right.
We do some fundraisers, but I mean, for the most part, if it's slacking, it comes out of my pocket. So,
Wow.
Yeah.
And you've been doing this for how long now?
This particular team since 2013.
2013. Wow. And I know that it can be a big financial burden for you, but and I know you don't want to disappoint the girls, so
Right.
you do what you have to, and you have children of your own, correct?
Right.
Okay. Wow.
No girls.
No girls? Oh, you have all boys.
Boys,
Okay.
right.
So that's pretty funny. So today, I know you guys can't see it, but some members of her dance team are also here supporting her as she gives us her time on the podcast. We appreciate that as well. So if somebody wants to have their child, if they see this, they want their child to join the team, what do they have to do?
A lot of times when we're out and somebody say they want to join the team, I used to do auditions on kind of like periodically,
right.
But I noticed that in between the auditions, we get girls that want to join.
Okay.
So majority of the time they say they want to join. I said, okay, we have practices, come out to the practice, see, check it out, see, and I can just kind of tell from then if they can or can't catch on or whatever.
Gotcha.
She answered the question.
She did? She answered the question? Okay. Well, that's cool. Well, thank you for your time. Hey, if you all want to have your child or your daughter, or even if it's your son, join Dienamik Dance Team, all their information will be in the description of this video, all right? And make sure you go out and support her. We'll be right back with the next segment. Stay tuned.
Forced to be a specific party. People expect that if you're black, you have to be Democrat. I've had conversations that basically said that welfare is the reason why a lot of black people end up being Democrat. They say, first of all, it's a limit to amount of jobs. So the fathers lose the jobs and they say, we'll give you more money for having more kids in your home. And then we got rid of the mental health institutes in the 80s and the 90s, and the prison rates just shot up. And now you have Chirac.
Welcome back. Yep. All right, first segment, you guys were introduced to Miss Kerns and her Dienamik Dance Team. All right, so this segment we're going to start it off talking about the elephant in the room. All right, the artist formerly known as Kanye West. All right, so we know that he met with 45.
Yeah, we're not
last week. We're not gonna say his name either. Nope. We know he met with 45 last week, and he said some He had some interesting things to say. So, in an effort to preserve time, we're not gonna go over that whole 25 to 30-minute rant that he went on. I'm gonna read three topics, three statements that he made, and I'm gonna get you guys' opinions on those statements. All right, y'all ready?
Yep. Ready. Go ahead.
All right. So the first statement was, he says, "Let's stop worrying about the future. All we have is today." Over and over again, the eternal returns, the hero's journey, and Trump is on his hero's journey right now. He might not have thought he'd have a crazy MF like Kanye West to support him, but he's on his journey. So that was the first statement. So Haroun, what do you think about that statement?
I don't know what to think about this statement, to be honest with you, man. That went so many places that I can't make heads or tails of it, man.
So what you're saying is you're confused by that statement?
Absolutely, 100%.
All right, Kim, what do you think?
Okay. Honestly, I mean, this is Kanye.
Right.
So I kind of feel like he was in his way paying respects.
Okay.
That's just my opinion. He's paying his respects, and that's his way of paying his respects to the person that's in charge.
Okay, gotcha. Okay. Donna, what do you think?
I have to fry my brain cells. Dude. I mean, it's confusing what he's saying, man. As far as I guess he just, I can't say what I really want to say, but he needs to stop that. I mean, I don't know, man. He's over here, he's over there, and he just. Dude needs some. He needs some.
He's not really consistent.
He needs to go to the nurse at lunchtime to get his pills.
Really.
All right. Well, this is my thing, right? So he has his own opinion, right? He's right. He has a right to his opinion.
Right.
So if he thinks that Trump is on his hero's journey, right?
Yeah, what does that mean? What hero's journey?
So is it okay for him to say that?
What hero's journey?
Is it okay for him to say that?
I mean, he has
a right to say what he wants to say. I mean, he has a right to say what he wants to say.
All right. So why are people blasting him for Trump is on his hero's journey? So what I'm thinking he's saying is, all right, he won, right? He won the election, so now he's trying to, quote unquote, make America great again, right? So that's his journey. His journey is to make America great. Right?
Are you trying to read that dude's mind?
No, I'm not trying to read. I'm not trying to read his mind, but I'm just saying that's what supporters. That's what supporters of 45 and new supporters of Kanye West are saying.
New supporters of Kanye West.
The Republicans who are backing 45.
Those
he got a whole new.
Are you talking about those ones that told LeBron and what's his name to shut up and play ball? But now they won't say it to won't tell him to shut up and rap.
Right. So with him saying that, right? Why do you think he's getting so much flack? Is it because Yeah. So what do you think? I think I know.
I think number one is, people on that side get to a point where they think as soon as somebody steps up and supports him, support Trump, they think that they're the spokesperson for black people.
Right.
That's far from the truth.
That's true.
Nobody supports 45. Not at least our country.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
You got 1% probably.
Right.
You know what I mean? So they need to get off of that one.
Okay.
That's further from the
Go
truth.
ahead, Kim.
I just feel like Kanye is always going to be that one that likes to go against.
Okay. No
He
matter
likes
what.
to- that's what I see.
Okay.
Go ahead.
You know, that's
It's
why
more
I
about
think
attention.
So you think it's more about attention?
I think it's more about attention. I mean, yeah. I think it's more about attention. I mean, as far as the celebrities go, it doesn't matter what kind of attention you get. Sometimes that's all you need is somebody keep talking about you.
Okay.
And he needs somebody to talk about him. And here we are talking about him.
All right. Okay. So his next statement was, I love Hillary. I love everyone. But the campaign I'm with her just didn't make me feel as a guy who didn't get too close to see his dad all the time. Like a guy that could play catch with his son. There was something when I put on this hat, it made me feel like Superman. And the hat he's talking about is the red Make America Great hat. And he's talking
made in Taiwan.
right, and he's talking about Hillary Clinton's failed presidential campaign.
Okay.
So he's saying it didn't make him feel, I guess, I don't know.
Okay,
make him feel
well,
close to a woman.
from my perspective, that was a sexist statement.
Right.
That was saying, I would not vote for Hillary Clinton because she's a woman. So if you really look in between the lines, that's pretty much what he's saying, is that I won't vote any woman into office.
Because it didn't make him feel like a man.
Right.
Exactly.
All right, what do you think, Ken?
I mean, I'm gonna be honest. Everything that he did say, I wasn't surprised by it.
Okay.
And I didn't really have a major opinion about it because, again, it's Kanye. So it was just like, okay, it's just him doing his thing again.
Yeah, so basically, like, we're numb to the fact that he's, like, nobody's taking him serious, basically.
But he said in that particular statement, he said exactly what a lot of other people have said. Or they were saying it behind closed doors,
Yeah.
but he was one of those who said, I'm just going to come out and say I didn't want a woman being the president of the United States.
I think that's a major reason
That's
why she
basically
lost.
what he was saying.
Yeah.
That's basically what he was saying.
All right, so third statement. All right, people expect that if you're black, you have to be a Democrat. I have had conversations that basically said that welfare is the reason why a lot of black people end up being Democrat. They say, first of all, it's a limited amount of jobs, so the fathers lose the jobs, and they say, we'll give you more money for having more kids in your home. That's what he said.
First of all,
So Don, I'm gonna start with you.
First of all, there are more whites than blacks on welfare, so they know Democrat,
That's a
Republican
fact.
thing.
That's a fact.
I mean, he's way off based on that.
Okay.
I mean, he needs to speak. He needs to be factual. He needs to go to his little tablet. Know he got an expensive one, and just research this stuff. It's easy,
Right.
And he's throwing stuff off the top of his head, and it's not true.
And he's not checking his history either.
Exactly.
Because
go ahead and break it
Because
down.
back in the 60s, most black people were Republicans.
Okay.
And they switched, obviously after they realized that the Republican Party was not doing anything for them.
Right.
Exactly.
And one of those issues probably was welfare.
Right.
But it didn't benefit us, it kind of held us back. And he's not taking into account that, look, they were the party that we were a part of until they started pretty much lying in our face.
Right.
That's why most black people went to the Democratic Party.
And the term, history repeats itself, man. And this one is true because we've seen this story before with Sammy Davis Jr. and Nixon.
Yeah, exactly.
How Sammy jumped off the ledge, and then all of a sudden, when Nixon started getting into all that trouble and everything, he had to try to do the moonwalk back, but it was too late because Sammy lost a lot of his supporters. So what do you think, Kimberly, about that statement?
I feel like a lot of people can have their own opinion about a lot of things if they're not in the situation.
Okay. Speak on
They're
it.
not living the situation. They don't see it, even if you're not necessarily in the situation, but you're living in it and you're around the culture and around the things. To me, you can understand it better versus someone that doesn't have to necessarily wipe their own. And they can pay somebody to do it. You know what I mean? So
I feel he is so removed from reality. That at this point, like I heard a statement he was saying that he thinks on different wavelengths than anybody else.
I believe that.
So he's saying that these are the spectrum of wavelengths, right? So the lower level is the understanding that a normal person, but he's above that. So because we only understand on this particular wavelength cycle, he's above that. So that's why we can't understand him, and that's why he sounds crazy.
I believe that though. I believe he is on a different.
I think he believes that too.
Because his mindset is like no other. He's a little blessed.
I think another thing is, people kind of try to use his mental illness as an excuse.
Some people do.
And we have to stop saying, because he's bipolar or whatever, that gives him a right to say what he wants to say and believe what because look, there's a lot of people who have a mental condition that don't go off the rails like he has. So we cannot always use that as an excuse. That's just my opinion.
That's true.
I know.
That's true.
But also, okay, go ahead.
Yeah, you had something else on him?
No, I did.
Okay, all right.
But also, let's not forget about the Jim Brown dynamic.
Yes. Jim Brown sitting in the back, in the cut, chilling on the couch.
All the stuff he did in the '60s, as far as whatever. Come on, man. I don't understand him in this, what he doing right now.
So this is the deal, right? From this day forward, we will never speak the artist known as Kanye, formerly known as Kanye West. We will never speak his name on this podcast again.
Nope.
All right.
I second that emotion.
Second that emotion.
Third.
Kim, you got one.
Fourth.
Well, there you go.
Okay, there it is. Hey, thank you. Hey, great segment, guys. We'll be right back, all right, with our sports segment and also our relationship segment. We'll be right back.
Jeans company in the world making their jeans in Vietnam. So we're going to need to get a few breaks to be able to have some places in my hometown of Chicago and the 2.7 million to the 9 million surrounding suburbs where we can create some factories. Now, I think it would be cool for them to be Trump factories because he's a master of industry. He's a builder. And I think it would be cool to have Yeezy ideation centers, which would be a mix of education that empowers people and gives them modern information like